Alright, if anybody's joining in already, I'm gonna share this over to the page. Gonna open up chat here. Danny, what's going on? Morning. Alright, so I'm gonna do a Batman sketch today. Let's see. Go through and spend a little bit of time, do something with a Batman sketch here, and see what I can get accomplished in the next. I'll try to go for about a half hour, 45 minutes, somewhere in that time realm. All right. So as usual, I'm gonna start off with the little underdrawing here. Start with a basic circle. I kind of divide it up, start putting in kind of the building blocks of where the facial features are going to go here. And for anybody that hasn't seen the warm-up sketches I've been doing for the last week or so, this is just my it's kind of becoming my morning routine. Jump on here, do a quick head sketch of some sort, chat with everybody, hang out for a bit. It's my stay home order quarantine convention experience, at least the best I can offer up at the moment, since conventions are postponed, canceled, all that kind of stuff. So it's my bit of time during the day to kind of get a virtual con experience going here. And if anybody watching hasn't seen it yet, they are doing an auction over on Twitter that benefits comic book shops and independent small bookstores. It's Creators for Comics is the hashtag, so it's Creators #4 Comics. I put up a Deadpool sketch and the 4 issues of our creator-owned comic, Scarlet Huntress, and those are up over on Twitter. If you search that hashtag, you'll see all the amazing things people are offering up to auction off to support all the comic book shops and like local owned bookshops. So check it out if you get a chance. It looks like a great resource for all those shop owners out there. Like I said, I've put up a sketch and some books. So get an opportunity, check it out, place some bids, hopefully find some stuff you're interested in. Good morning, Will. Good morning, Albert. Thank you guys for joining in. Decided to do a Batman head sketch here. Somebody had mentioned that earlier in the week, so thought I'd try to knock a Batman out here. Good morning, everybody. Donald, thank you. Thank you guys for joining in. Anybody that might be new to this, this is my new-ish morning routine that I've been doing, trying to do a quick head sketch in the day to get warmed up, get the juices flowing to the hand, arm, all that kind of stuff. Get a chance to chat with everybody, kind of do a little convention experience virtually. And I'm going to try to fit these sketches in in between commissions and project stuff. So as I get time, I'm going to try to finish them up, and I'm going to put them up for sale. Once I get some of these done and know exactly what's happening, I'll post the details on all my social media stuff, so just keep an eye on those things. Donald, you picked the right time to join in and watch me draw then. Worked out. Don't know what's going on with Ohio's stay-at-home orders at the moment, as what's going to change come May 1st. They're saying they're going to start reopening some essential businesses. They haven't put out like any kind of list or anything of everything that's going to be allowed to be open. So might delay me a little bit in putting some of these items up for sale, because I'm supposed to have a gallery show at one of the local breweries. And right now I can only assume if the place is going to be open back up that that's still going to happen. So might delay some of the pieces going up for a little bit. So just have to wait and see. But talked with a couple folks yesterday, including my wife, who's helping me go through and do all this stuff and make some of our plans for the next couple months while we're in the stay-at-home quarantine stuff here and doing our home version quarantine con thing. We're going to do another sort of sale or something, probably the first weekend of May, what would have been Free Comic Book Day. Again, I'll get those plans out to everybody once I know some more of what we're doing. But I am doing a Hardly Thin variant exclusive for Quarantine Con. So as soon as I get that going, I'll have some information out. Probably start doing pre-sales. I'm going to start, I've already got stuff roughed out for it and whatnot, so I'll start working on that to get that done. We've got, hopefully I'll have some original art finished up, some books, all that kind of stuff that we'll be making available, doing another little live sale. So just keep your eyes peeled for that stuff. See what happens if you're interested. Hardly Thin was the definite winner of me asking what everybody wanted to see for the variant cover. So that's my game plan. Yeah, that's my dog barking at whatever kid just went by on, I don't know if it was a skateboard, a scooter, whatever, something was making some racket outside. He's not a fan. Alright, so I got Batman roughed out here. So my typical way of doing this is I'm using a 4H lead to do my rough layout. So it's a harder lead, leaves some lighter marks on the paper. Then I'm going to go back in with a H and start tightening up the drawing. Usually take a kneaded eraser to it. Just kind of clean up the piece here. I'm going to try to start streaming commissions throughout the week. I wrapped up some project commitments on Friday, so I should have some more time to get back to commissions a little bit. However, I did just agree to a couple new things that'll be in the works in the upcoming weeks here. But nothing too crazy at the moment. Somehow I gotta fit some time to work on some upper deck sketch cards. Been swamped with everything else, so I just haven't had time to put a bunch of commitment into doing the sketch cards lately. So I gotta try to squeeze some of those in before my May deadline. If anybody's got questions while I'm working on this, feel free to throw them in the chat, the comments there. Questions on tools, techniques, any of that kind of stuff, have at it. And teeth are a little tricky. I definitely have some trouble with it myself at times. I just try to find a way to convey it as best as possible. Shading, it definitely can be tricky. It's a lot of understanding how light works and how it hits the different planes of, like for this example here, how it hits the planes of the face and, where light should fall and all that kind of stuff. It's just, like most anything with all this stuff, it's just about practice and, that repetition of learning where all this stuff goes and having that muscle memory build up over time after doing it for a while. There's multiple different ways to like handle like for example trying to work on the shading. Study from life, obviously, and you can do that. Drawing somebody else, drawing like grabbing a mirror and drawing what you see in the mirror, drawing from photographs. Some things that I think help me at times, so like understanding like shadows and stuff, is like looking at photos of like classical sculptures, just because it's a hard surface and the shadows are very hard, so it's very, very hard contrast. Much easier to see rather than trying to look at, like, say, a color photograph of somebody, because then it starts to involve color, and it can be a little distracting, a little hard to figure out how some of the shadows play off of the different shapes and whatnot. And heck, you could grab like an action figure. If you collect action figures, set them up, put different type of lighting on them, and shoot some photos, and take it into something like Photoshop and play with contrast. Convert it to a black and white image, or things like that. That can be helpful. It's also good to study the heck out of like anatomy, so you know which stuff bends and shapes, all the different directions. Especially the face, there's tons of different directions going on. It's like, not only does it angle one way, it's also tilting back or forward, and all these different things. So it's a lot of patience and practice. Morning, Cameron. Thanks for joining in. Alright, so I got most of Batman roughed in here. So I'll spend a little bit more time working on them. Again, if anybody's got questions, or you want to chat on something, feel free to throw it in the chat comment area there. Thank you, Cameron. And there goes the dog again. Really not happy about something outside. Have at it, Joe. That could be dangerous, though. Thinking all the old cartoons with the little angel and devil sitting on the shoulder. That could get me into some trouble. Yarn, thank you. And sorry if I mispronounced your name there. Nice, thanks, Albert. Oh, thank you. So, I was guessing. I figured yarn was hopefully right. Patrick, thank you. I'm trying to do it as frequently as I can. I'm trying to do it mornings around the same time. I'm trying to start around 10. And I'm going to try to work on some more commissions. I'm going to do my best to try to get on and, probably at this point ink some commissions and whatnot as I get the opportunity. Shoot. I think I was putting too many points on the bat there. Yarn, yeah, absolutely. I'm definitely up for doing the interview sometime. Just let me know. I know you shot me a message, and I know you were working on trying to get like scheduled together or whatever. But yeah, absolutely. Just let me know. Hit me up. Doing stuff like that's fun. I'd love to join in sometime. And yeah, like I was saying, I'm gonna try to do these videos as much as possible. If anybody by chance isn't following my social media stuff, it's all up there on the screen. So just let me, just give me a follow on any of those, and you can message me and let me know of anything and whatnot. I've been trying my darndest to make sure that the alerts go out when I'm doing these things. So hopefully people are seeing them, but looks like so far everybody I think has left comment is on it's on Facebook. So I know Facebook usually puts out something saying I've gone live or something like that. But if you're following me on any of the other stuff on Twitch or Twitter, YouTube, I believe they have things where you can hit a thing to get notifications if you aren't already. If you want to follow along with this stuff, that's probably the best way to know exactly when I'm doing it. The morning warm-up sketch I'm going to keep trying to shoot to do around 10 a.m. Eastern, I guess I should specify. And throughout the day, if I have time while I'm working on commissions, I'll try to stream those too. I was going to try to do one yesterday, and we got a little bit caught up with trying to keep up with some of the yard work we need to do. Spent a little bit more time than I thought we would need to outside doing that kind of stuff, so I didn't get a chance to get back in here and stream any commissions yesterday. I'll try my best today. I've got a couple of cover things I need to work on, and one is the Hardly Thin exclusive that I mentioned. I need to start getting going on that. I've got my sketch roughed out, but I need to get going on it so I can have it in time, hopefully. Donald, that's definitely a possibility. Like I said, some of these sketches will go up for sale once I have them finished up. And then if you're interested in doing a commission or whatever, you can always message me. You can message me through Facebook, or if you go to my website, which is just SeanForney.com, you can go to the contact form and shoot me an email if you want. Either way works. Joe, I want to do a warm-up sketch. Do I have a list pull from or whatever pops in my head in the morning? It's a little bit of both. Most of the last few days have been a list that I've been working my way through, which everybody that's been watching has been throwing out some great suggestions. So what I'm doing is I'm taking some suggestions, preferably some more mainstream character stuff that people have seen, because the game plan is to offer these things up for sale when they're done. So some of the off-the-wall, out-there characters, those are going to have to wait till the end of me doing these quick sketches and whatnot, unfortunately. Just because this is basically, like I said, it's my virtual con experience where we can chat, hang out, and that kind of stuff, and then I'll offer these guys up for sale. So if anybody wants to make any kind of suggestion, feel free to throw it out there. I'm putting it on my list. Here's my list I got going so far. I've been writing it in pencil, so it's probably not all that visible. But just going through, putting stuff in here, whatever strikes my fancy in the morning when I look at the list, and just try to do up the sketch of that particular character. And like this one is on a sheet of 6x9 Bristol, so it's I bounce around between these and 8.5x11s, and I think once so far I've done some tone paper. John, Red Skull. Red Skull sounds cool. Scarface from Batman. I'm trying to think of the character. I know the name, and I'm pretty sure he showed up on the animated series, but I'm blanking on the character at the moment. I'll look it up, but yeah, stuff like that, definitely cool. John, no worries. I mean, you can always go back and watch the replay. You can either watch it on here or watch on YouTube or Twitch. I don't have my YouTube icon up on the overlay, but I did share it over on the Sean Forney illustration page. There's a link to my YouTube on there, because I have yet to figure out how I can do a youtube.com/ something that's easier to post quickly. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's right. Scarface was the puppet, and then the guy that controlled him. I'm trying to think of his name. Did they call him ventriloquist? I can't remember, but yeah. Now, okay, yeah, now I know who you're talking about. Yeah, because he made a bunch of appearances on the animated series. I always thought that was a neat idea. So yeah, I'll definitely get him worked into the list here. But yeah, I think okay, yeah, it was ventriloquist. Okay, cool. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate the suggestions, guys. I'm gonna keep working my way through these things. Well, thank you, John. Appreciate that. Appreciate all you guys coming and watching, throwing out the suggestions, hanging out. Like I said, I'm trying to make these sort of a virtual con experience. So, none of us are getting out and going to cons. So, this is the best thing I can offer up at the moment. So, appreciate you guys coming, hanging out, and chatting and everything else. So, and as usual, I'll try to take a photo of these, post them up on all the social media stuff, all that kind of stuff. I'll keep you guys updated on the upcoming Hardly Thin cover, upcoming live sale. Again, if anybody that hadn't joined in, that hadn't heard me talk about it yet, it ends tomorrow on April 20th. There's a auction going on Twitter. So if you go to Twitter and you search the hashtag comics4 creators, or excuse me, I said that backwards. Creators 4 comics. So write it down here, because this is my low tech way of making this work. I can throw it in the comments too. So search that hashtag on Twitter. There is an auction going on that helps comic book shops and locally owned bookstores. The money that they're raising goes to those shops. Shops were able to submit an application for help with keeping them up and running while everything's shut down. So if you can, I put up a piece. It's a Deadpool sketch and some copies of my creator-owned book. It's up for auction. I think it's only got like one bid on it so far, but if you guys can, go bid on the stuff. There's some really great stuff. Poe Studios, hey, thanks for joining in. Appreciate it. So yeah, if you guys can check this out. I'm gonna type it in the thing because my handwriting sucks. Search this hashtag Creators4Comics on Twitter. There's auctions going on, all sorts of great stuff. And Donald, how much does a sketch go for? So we've got a variety of different pricing. Start off with 8.5 by 11s or blank sketch covers. Either one, same pricing applies. A bust, which is kind of similar to what I did with Batman here. Bust starts out at $50 for black and white or $75 for color, plus shipping, depending on where you're at. That could change a little bit. And then if you want more of a full figure, it usually ranges from like 3/4 of a figure to a full figure, depending on what the character is. If it's 8.5 by 11, I'm usually pretty cool with doing a full figure. But on the sketch covers, the drawing area is only like the size of like say the 6 by 9. And for me to draw a full figure, they get really tiny. So I kind of make my best judgment. But those, a full figure or thereabouts, starts at $75 for ink black and white sketch, or $100 for color. But if you got any questions, you got something specific in mind, like I said, feel free to message or email me. All my social media stuff is, again, it's up on the overlay on the screen, my page, and then all, Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram are all up there. Just drop me a line and get you something set up. I do have a commission list that probably turn around stretching into late summer at the moment. It all depends on project schedules. There's about 30 plus commissions I need to work my way through. So, and I try to keep the list ongoing. So it can change as to what turnaround time is. But just to give everybody a heads up, if you're interested in anything, I have some folks every once in a while. It's like, well, I'll wait till your load slows down. I try to keep the list pretty full, so I usually don't have a bunch of time where I'm sitting around and the list is completely open. I usually try to keep it going as much as possible. So, as long as you don't mind to wait, I'll get it done for you. But I think I'm gonna ramp things up here. I appreciate everybody joined in and hung out, chatted. You guys have all been awesome throughout all this crazy quarantine con stuff, the stay home orders, and it's been a nice little escape each day. So I will hopefully come back later today, but if not, definitely the rest of this week I'll be doing some more sketches. So feel free to follow along. Thank you guys. I will catch you for the next live stream here.